Hello and welcome everyone to Chapter 4 of Fire Emblem, New Mystery, Heroes of Light and Shadow, and, of course, the Emblem, and Joy, and Sorrow, and Original Raisins. How are you doing today?
Doing well, very joyful. Not really sorrowful, you know, not
Good.
that kind of day. Feeling good.
Excellent.
But here we are here on the desert map. I'm kidding. But it kind of is, like,
It
a little
is. If we're gonna be technical, like there's a lot of desert on this map. Like, what else would we call it?
bit. Yeah, no, there's like more desert on this map than there are in like some of the other desert maps in the series, I think, right? Like, you know, the proportion of desert to non-desert is about like Fire Emblem 8 level, I would say, you know?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Fortunately, a lot of the action takes place right outside of it, so if we don't look at like square meters of desert and just at where we'll be fighting, I think we'll be okay, just like in FE8. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's a good comparison there. I've always found the map a little tricky in vanilla, especially because in vanilla you have Yumina joining over here with the rescue staff, and you have to pick and decide who goes over here to help out. Who's in vanilla? Ogma and Yubello and Yumina, of course, and Sirius, and it all gets kind of interesting over here. I think it's easier in this version to manage without that, because we will not be having access to a rescue user. We will get the rescue staff from one of the units joining, but we won't be able to use it turn one. So Martha's going to have to walk the long way, but at this point he's used to it. And meanwhile, we have to contend with a bunch of ruffians, barbarians over here, some reinforcement spawns that we probably want to block, a thief in a village right next to each other. I don't know what the deal is with this. And another village that we have to save over here with a slightly more generous timer, by which I mean we have one more turn to save it. And of course, we have pirates assaulting that whole group that we gotta take care of. So lots of things to do, and like an entire family's worth of units are joining in the process that we want to discuss in depth. So we will be doing that. When I say family, I don't mean they're all part of the same family, but that is my hint to you toward today, Raises, that they're all notably either parents or kids. But yeah, I guess we just get going. I want the Forge, I really do. There's a bunch of names on the Patreon page that I want to make use of, but I have 661 gold to my name, and not that much more junk to sell. I mean, I do have some junk, but most of this is stuff I bought myself, so I don't really want to sell it. So I think I'm going to have to skip forging today, and hopefully we can beat the chapter without it. I think we will. And then we can just make bigger forges later. I don't have enough submissions yet for forges every chapter, so I don't think I'll be disappointing anyone today, but if I do, apologies in advance, but also get in line because my parents are first. Let's go. Alright, that said, do you want to play a guessing game?
Oh no, yeah, the classic DNA guessing
I
game.
need
So
four names. I need four names.
There's a theme though, you said, right?
Yeah. There's parents, there's kids. Although I guess actually, the Myrmidon over here needs a different hint. He's not really part of a family. This Myrmidon is a returner.
Oh,
he came back.
Oh, a returner from the other one?
Yes, from Shadow Dragon, but better. He is
okay.
Improved.
New and improved. Okay, I was gonna say like Gold Mary, but you keep saying he, and I think that gives it away, so I'm gonna have to guess like Felix then.
You're gonna guess
that
Felix?
one.
Okay.
Yeah. And as far as the other ones, it's that like they're either parents or kids, and I'm like, well, it doesn't narrow it down. Technically, everyone's a kid, right? Of someone, right? But,
that's true. That's true.
Of like of another unit in Fire Emblem, so I'll take it. I'm trying to remember the returner from Shadow Dragon from Better, and all the male Myrmidons we had there. Felix is the only one that comes to mind. Although, I mean, he was a sword master. Yeah, I can't remember other male Myrmidons other than Felix right now.
All right.
So you're gonna show me, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that one. But
I will reveal them just because I don't have the stat screens lined up in the right way. This over here is Samto.
Oh,
the guy we barely use, so don't blame you for not remembering.
Okay, yeah.
But he's back.
He was a joke to begin with, right?
He was a joke to begin with. All right. What about the others? What about the paladin, the male mercenary, and the female archer?
Okay, paladin, male mercenary, and female archer, and they're all kids.
Paladin is male too. They're not all kids.
I'm gonna. All right, or parents or something. Okay, yes. I'm gonna guess the paladin. I'm gonna go way in there. I'm gonna guess Sigurd.
Sigurd.
Yeah.
It's interesting guess.
He's a parent, right?
That's true.
He's a paladin.
Yes, he did have the tragedy of leaving a child behind or something. Close-ish, I guess. It's Geralt. It's a
Oh,
different
yo,
dad.
let's go.
Let's go. It's Gerald.
Easy enough.
Who do you think recruits him? It's another dad.
Okay. I mean, it's Ogma recruiting him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well. A dad with
well.
a sword?
A dad with a sword.
What on earth? I don't remember any dad with a sword other than like Grail or something. I don't know, but he has an axe.
I was just gonna give it to you. I'm just
No
gonna give it to
way!
you. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Oh,
That
come
counts.
on.
That counts.
That counts.
That counts as a
okay.
good guess. Before you talk yourself out of Grill, let me just give it to you.
Before
That's fair.
yeah, no, it's like, okay, yeah, here you go. Here, yeah, just have it. That makes sense, I guess. I mean, the Grail Mercenary. Yeah, sure,
The
sure.
Grill
We'll
Mercenary.
take it.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that pun. Surely it was intended by submitter. We'll go over all of them in a minute. I'm just doing the guesses now, so I don't spoil them by accident later. What about the
so
female
we just
archer?
get them
You
out
have
the way.
you have a lot to choose from, female archer wise.
Female archer.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
there's so
they
many.
don't. It's not like Naomi or Rebecca. It's not like, you know, joins as a female
Close Noir,
archer.
right? Like, oh wait, well, it doesn't join as a female archer. Oh,
but they
huh.
are a female archer.
They are a female archer.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what are they? There would have to be some class that promotes into archer, which is like, what's that, like 3 houses in guidance? So like, who is it, Bernadetta?
Or no,
something
you already
like
saw
that.
Bernie. She was in the prologue as a boss.
Oh yeah, true. Was she? Oh, I guess she was.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like
mean,
out of
we
ideas.
didn't fight
I'm like,
her.
what do you mean?
We
What
didn't
do you mean
fight
she doesn't
her.
join as a female archer? I'm like really scratching my head now. You'll show it and I'll be like, oh, that riddle makes so much sense, but I want to see now. I have no idea.
It's Mozu.
It's Mozu. Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah, she does have archer. Okay, yeah.
She is commonly reclassed into archer, especially in Fire Emblem Conquest for the Nintendo 3DS.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all the reveals until we have this character here today. I guess we can play a bit, and then we can. Nah, fuck it. They'll get XP. We need to talk about them actually, because otherwise,
Yeah.
that shit will be messed up. Let me see who I have first on the
Mhm.
list to chat about.
Okay. Huh?
All right, Samto. It works, right? Is it still working?
Yeah. I mean, it is. That's why I went, huh? Like,
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Samto
no.
is back from Shadow Dragon, but better. He's given another chance by Danny LT. Thank you for your submission. Unfortunately, he had a very, very minor role in that game. I think he was force deployed for like 5 seconds, and then he was gone, and then I might have deployed him for that dreadful chapter where almost everyone who hadn't been used all game died. 21x from the top of my head, and that wasn't very good for him. But he's back. He's carrying the rescue staff at least, so that's going to be his major contribution. First thing, notice that maybe the thing that made you go, huh, what the is the 225% speed growth all the way on the left there. It kind of falls off the page for how big it is. It's not used to having growth this big. He had like, I think over 100, maybe even 200 in Shadow Dragon as well. And it didn't really help a whole lot, but it sure was comedy. I do not know if it was implemented properly. I want to say I tested it to get a +2 at least once. So I think it works, but we'll have to see if I can make it proc a couple times, because his bases are not spectacular. Beast Swords is very good. That's just a free +2 attack if he's not fighting a Lance user. And access to the Killing Edge that he joins with is pretty good. His speed is okay. It's actually not enough to double a lot of the enemies already. And the 20% strength growth isn't going to really improve that meaningfully. Nor is his bulk very good. But looking at the bright side of things, if he makes it to Swordmaster is pretty good in this game. The majority of enemies do not have lances. In fact, they were rarer than any other game, I would say. They're still like present every now and then, so it's still gonna hurt to have a channel disadvantage when it pops up. But I would say it occurs less often than in other games. And Swordmaster just has a really good speed base, and if you can double with like a Worm Slayer against dragons, you're pretty well off. Swords don't have a weapon effective against horses, which will be a bit annoying when those like come into play. But it does have access to the Armor Slayer, for example, and it's not like it weighs anything. So being able to just double and probably one-out armors with a Forged Armor Slayer could be handy. You likely realistically have better candidates to do that with, but that is something that he can do if you want to. So again, I think he makes the minimum of what I would want out of a unit for this game, is that he can technically be trained, but he's definitely one of the harder ones to use. And I am glad that we have like units that are just straight up murdering everything, like Charlotte and Seth and people like that. And units that are a little bit more finicky, like Baruka. and units that are just straight up like, yeah, you gotta love them in order to use them, but at least you have a funny payoff in units like Samto. So in that sense, he is balanced, but I definitely wouldn't put him very high on a tier list. What do you think?
Yeah, I would kind of agree. You know, the 225% speed growth is like obviously very big, and it means that his speed gets way out of control. But it's not like that's the only step you have to undergo in order to like fix this unit, right? Because like, okay, yeah, imagine if 27 speed were injected into this unit like right now, or something, right? He still has 6 strength. He still has pretty poor bulk, and so you can imagine the enemies are growing too, right? So, and I guess is there also Wormslayer in this game?
Yes.
For effective weaponry that he can use while doubling? Okay.
Yeah. That's, I think, one of his main selling points.
Yeah.
You can even buy them at some point.
Oh, wow. Yeah, true. Whether or not he has, like, the one-hit bulk to survive as he's attacking with that, I kind of forget the benchmarks for those kinds of things as they come up later in the game.
Me too, but somehow I don't think they have 32 attack right away, and even if they do, Samto is gonna at least grow HP, right? So you gotta think he can survive one hit. Whether he'll back up the full right after that is another question.
Yeah, no, whether you have like the 3 staff users with physic or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Back up. I mean, yeah, that sounds like pretty good. Like all things considered, yeah, the strength is gonna be like pretty rubbish all game. He's also like only level 2 right now, so his EXP gain is quite good, even though that doesn't mean he's quite far away from Swordmaster. But yeah, I mean, pretty decent. I do think that these base stats are going to be pretty bad for this initial scrap that he finds himself in.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like a bit important, I think, is, I'd like to be doing well now, if you could please. But, we'll do what we can.
For sure. Geralt is over here. We'll recruit him in a minute, so he just looks like an enemy right now, but trust me, he'll join us. Submitted by Stylish, and his stats were based on the data that is on him in the game. But when he initially was like that, he was too weak, so I buffed him. I think they were based on his personal growth that existed, and then added the Paladin class growths. And then for the bases, I took his prologue bases in 3 houses, and then buffed him a bit, because I think I felt that his later incarnations, like when he's an NPC, in I think 2 chapters in a row, like the Romire chapter and that Dragon Save the Kids from the Dragon chapter, I think there he was too strong for this point in the game. So this is a middle ground, and the result is kind of like a lot of his stats are just higher than Seth and a lot of the armies, especially his strength, HP, and defense are quite good. So he's like almost like an armor knight on a horse, because he's a little too slow to double right now. In fact, he like speed ties a lot of the enemies that are around him. So I don't expect this guy to double ever, and that was his main issue when he first joined, but then he was also a little fragile. Whereas now I think he's bulky enough to contribute. He's got C-rank swords, he's got B-rank lances, so just like Sirius did instead of Aran, I think he gives you a mostly better paladin, but if Seth finds himself doubling, then of course his damage output is going to be much higher, and the same goes for comparisons with other units. But generally, I think this is a bulky paladin that can do the job for you for a while. Eventually those growths are going to give in a little bit, like 30% speed is just not going to keep up. He might get doubled eventually, and he's just going to like hit kind of hard with 55% strength and not a whole lot of levels to grow, so his strength might not even cap by endgame. So I think eventually for most people this is going to be a unit that makes sense to bench at some point, but right now I think he's a top 5 deploy probably, and he'll be like that for quite a while. And you can even use the Silver Lance that Seth has to just one-shot thieves, for example. So I think it's got a lot of utility, just kind of like similar like Sirius does, but with a better luck stat so it doesn't randomly get crit, and just a lot of HP defense for this point in the game that I think will be very handy. And weapon triangle controls, of course, that will be very helpful too. That's my thoughts. What are you?
Yeah, no, this unit makes a lot of sense that it gets ported from 3 houses in exactly this way, right? Because I understand that if you just copy paste the stats from Prologue, those stats like kind of suck. Because just the way that like 3 houses works mechanically to generate unit stats is like such a big complicated algorithm that just kind of happens to work for that game because of the like level scaling every single time. But yeah, for this one it's like you have to custom hand pick something for some chapter in a game with completely different like stat benchmarks and whatnot. But this unit, like, I quite like it a lot. I understand the speed is really low. That makes sense for a 3 houses paladin. But you know what? If you're bringing like good strength and defense alongside of it, and good HP alongside it, then like really, how bad can it be? And also, let's not forget like all the other things about him too. Like the skill and the res are also pretty nice as
True.
well. And I don't know when we're gonna get 11 sword, but I don't know any other like physical units who also just have 8 magic backing up as like another option there too.
That is
right?
true. I don't recall when we get 11 sword, but if we get it, I'll think of Gerald.
Yeah, I don't recall either right now, but at the moment, this seems like, as far as stats go, the most like well-rounded unit we've got. You know, aside from the speed being low, you know, I guess he's not just like totally dominating everything about, you know, the game, but he doesn't really seem to have any kind of like obvious weaknesses right now. Even if someone were to double him, it would be for like what 4x2 or something. Like this is, I quite like this unit so far.
That's good. And yeah, I forgot to mention that Three Houses is often lamented for not having a Jagan, and so having Gerald actually fulfill that role, even if it's a different game, is going to be quite fun. I remember when Stylish first submitted Gerald, they were asking if he could maybe have Blade Breaker from Three Houses, where he would weaken enemies so that it would be easier to kill for other units. That was a bit too complicated to implement in the limited DSFE hacking that we can do. So I settled for the next best thing, which is do a lot of damage.
Yeah. So,
but hopefully not
the Blade Breaker skill is pretty fun when it comes out. But yeah, I can understand that like implementing skills at all in this game is probably very, very difficult. So
yeah, it would have been on a weapon if anything. But yeah, -6 defense and what was it, strength on an enemy?
Yeah, -6 defense strength.
Yeah, would have been pretty good debuff to apply if it was possible. Okay. Let's see. We did Santo. How about some Grail while we're talking about Fire Emblem dads? The Grail Mercenary. His stats are not super far below Gerald in a lot of areas. Particularly his defense is quite impressive. HP is a bit lower, and of course move is a lot lower. Vincent's submitted Grail, and again I took some internal data from his origin game to get him in there because he's not actually playable. Grail is like appears in cutscenes but not anywhere when you're actually on the map fighting stuff. So this is just like
except in prologue. I mean,
yeah, true. He's an enemy there. I don't remember if these are stats. These can't be stats in prologue. They're probably like cutscene
his prologue stats are like awful.
Yeah, this is the stats that Pitcherine lost to probably when she fought him, because they're pretty based, and his growth were somewhere in FE92. I think he was like intended to be playable at some point, and that's why they're so existent. Like that 8% skill is not just arbitrary mercenary class growth. Like that's real. That's just him being built like that. And you'll notice also that there's an axe rank list for him. If you manage to promote Grill to hero, which only takes 3 levels, if you wanted to get him in there as ASAP, then he gets C rank axes, and he can use, say, a hand axe, or a killer axe, or a hammer, or a pole axe, all kinds of things that swords can't just do. Manipulate the weapon triangle, be better off defensively against lance enemies. Pretty helpful all around. But in addition, he's just fast, he's tanky. His main weak point is his 3-base luck, where he can just get crit and die. And in fact, when I was trying out my strategy for this chapter to make sure I didn't have to make it up on the spot, he did die to a random hunter just critting him. So we'll have to be on the lookout for that. I don't think it'll happen again, but you never know. And as long as that doesn't happen, he should be perfectly fine. I wouldn't put him in range of a Thunder Mage because of that risk, but against almost everything else, I think he should be okay. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, aside from the luck, this guy doesn't really have any like obvious weaknesses again, which I guess like kind of makes sense for the Ogma replacement. That was kind of the impression I got from Ogma too, is like this guy's just very capable, you know, in a lot of different ways, or at least like as capable as a mercenary could be. The 3 luck, I do know that there exists like an AI manipulation in this game.
Right.
With this one, where I think enemies with like 2 crit or more just like round it up to 100 basically and assume that they will crit.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what the threshold is or how exactly the behavior works, but I do know that enemies, yeah, they very highly rate having like a certain amount of crit. It's like it's like 2 or something. It's very low.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that does mean that you're facing like 2% crit incoming on attacks, right? But like, we have save points, right? Surely. But I find like that kind of nip, if we know to do it and do it all the time, then maybe it could be good. But also, if this guy's just like not counterattacking all the time, that as it is like say for hunters or for thunder mages, then maybe what's the point except for drawing aggro? I mean, it still could be handy. We're about to go into this like huge battle down here, and I think that means everybody's fighting Grail, who has 14 defense, which is nice, as opposed to someone else. But we could get crit, then have to like redo the first half of the episode, right? So
yeah, we'll probably have to manipulate save points. I do know that rule can definitely be used to our advantage. I mean, we've played with stealth in 3 houses. I've played with provoke in other games as well, and having enemies redirect their attention somewhere where it's not even close to optimal for them doing so makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, it does come with huge risk. So I agree with what you said. If it does come up, I'll try to do it, because it does feel like you feel like a very smart person for showing it off, right? It's just like, what was that other thing the other day where we're like, you feel like very smart when you pull it off. It's like
I can't remember what it was. Some kind of like move order thing or other, like it had to be some kind of enemy manipulation. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. I mean that's like the goal of all strategy games, right? It's like that like that's why we play them. Let's be real. So
for real. All right, last one is it's Mozu.
Yeah,
Mozu over here.
Submitted by Kirby Master.
Submitted by Kirby Master, a familiar face twice. Yeah, I think Kirby was probably on a conquest binge when doing that. Kirby happily reports to me whenever he's playing games like, oh, I'm having so much fun with this. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And oftentimes he's like, oh, it's because of your runs. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Or because of my tier list videos and stuff like that. Yeah, growth based on what Mozu would have in Conquest if you grabbed her, reclassed her with her Heart's Heal to Archer, and then factoring in her Aptitude skill, which from the top of my head just gives a growth boost in Conquest for like 5% per growth. Am I wrong? Do you remember?
I think it's like 10 percentage points.
Might be right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not like Awakening where it's 20. It's definitely lower than that, but I don't think it's as low as 5.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, I think it's plus 10 percentage points to all growths. So.
Yeah, that is. I do need to be careful about percentage versus percentage points, because I was taught the difference and now I keep using it wrong anyway. But yes.
No.
Yeah, thank God you're here. But those are good growth that she gets. Unfortunately, they come on an Archer with 5 base move, 16 HP, 4 defense. I mean, you can see the stats on the screen. They're not very high. Samto looks like a god compared to this in some areas. But, it's a training project, just like Amelia. You can make it work if you want to. Especially Archer is one of those where if you take your time, you can find a place to safely train an Archer. You literally only need like a 1-tile choke point to start pinging enemies to death with your little iron bow. There's a ton of flyers around where even if you have very low stats, you can just 2-shot them regardless of what your stats are. Even the D-bows you can make work. You just have to make sure that Mozu never gets attacked, that if she gets attacked, it's by like a very weak enemy, and that she doesn't get counterattacked, and that she's doing damage, and that you don't get like pushed from behind by reinforcements. This does happen often in this game, so if you're going to train Mozu, I would recommend you do it, like find a way to train her a lot in like few chapters rather than spreading it out, because at some point this game just starts like putting in the gas pedal and never stopping, and then you're just suddenly finding yourself working with a 5-move Mozu that dies to everything while things are chaotic. Better to do it when it's easy to do than when it gets difficult. But if you do it, the reward is that you get these growths for at least 9 level ups, more if you're patient. Then you can promote it to Sniper. Snipers have 7 moves. They get a pretty huge promotion bonus. And Mozu's going to start doubling everything, possibly kill everything, and still not get countered. And enemies hit quite hard in this game, so being an Archer or a Sniper is pretty good for that. You have the aforementioned Flyer weakness to take advantage of. You can like double enemy Wyverns, both the Dragon Wyverns, like the monsters, or the, you know what I mean, the ones that are actual dragons, and the ones that are having a rider on top of them. And both of those are pretty scary, and both of those can be taken care of by a leveled up Mozu. She'll probably still be a little frail just because her HP and defense bases are just that bad. So she's not going to tank the whole front line, and the SFV dodge tanking isn't really a thing, so the speed isn't really going to be helpful for that. So you'll probably not be able to expose her to like everything ever, but at least she won't die in one round once she's leveled up. So yeah, I think it should be a fun training project if you can manage it. I don't think we'll be able to do it in this playthrough because there's not enough chapters for every unit, but if you like Mozu enough to field her every chapter, I don't think you'll be disappointed. What do you think?
Yeah, I do, like, I'm trying to evaluate, what the payoff for training this unit is, because that's always the thing about the growth units, right? Is we have these massive growths, so, like, where actually are they going to be? And I'm trying to, like, forecast their stats and be like, when she's level 10, basically most of her stats are going to be in, like, the low teens, I think, except for HP. That's going to be, like, what, 21 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is roughly what that's going to be. Which, I mean, the units we just saw, like, Grail and whatnot, have basically that already. But then, of course, like there's everything after that. Like from the perspective of training a growth unit, getting to level 10 is like only a quarter of the way there, right? So you still have all the other levels you can get, and then you can have this like max sniper. And I do remember sniper being like a pretty decent class in this game. The late game is kind of like full of enemies who can attack you at 2 range. So if you just put the sniper at the end of the range with a good weapon, then you can just get counterattacks with this unit very easily, right? I do remember that being like a pretty easy and safe strategy in the late game of this game. Aside from that, like as far as the training goes, I do definitely agree with you to try and get it all done in one place if you can or whatnot. Like whenever I'm training these growth units who start up with low stats, I basically always end up like making some kind of machine, right, that like trains these guys. Basically, I just find some group of enemies. It's like this is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Right.
So you do the same thing over and over just to get the XP, and not have to think about it, not to take a lot of time. Right? Is what you mean?
Yeah. Or it does take a lot of time, but it's like a bunch of very repeatable actions or something. Like you have to do an attack and then like heal twice or something. And then...
rather a bunch of little repeatable actions than like one long think session of like doing something different every turn.
Yeah. And then like also having to meet an objective and like use the other units too. If you could just like reduce the entire map down to, at least for a moment, only like your training project fighting units that they can deal with, and that's typically my method for training up these guys, and I totally agree. Is that going to be this chapter? I don't necessarily think so. We do have this bridge, but I can't remember like how many of the enemies are actually truly funneled here. Also, we kind of need to like run across the bridge to get Gerald anyway. And once we're across the bridge, it's like while we're across the bridge, we might as well like be fighting from there, right? So
yeah, it's not a hard choke point here because these enemies can cross the river because they're pirates. So I don't think this would be a great spot for it. I do have a purpose for Mozu in mind for this chapter. Which I guess we can get into because I think we have them all at this point for now. We have one more later.
There's gonna be 2 more or something.
Yeah. We'll be here for a while. Okay, so in that case, while we're here, I guess we can get into strategizing. So, depending on the difficulty in vanilla, it may or may not be wise to recruit Sirius, or in this case, Gerald's turn 1, because you would expose both of them to a lot of enemy fire, and sometimes they can't take that. I think Grill and Gerald from my testing can take it, and so I'm gonna do it and just get started on that. I guess I'll make a... I don't think I really need to make a save state, but I feel like whenever I've been talking for like 30 minutes, I need to make a save state just so I don't have to restart.
I think we actually literally haven't made any inputs this player phase, so if we had to restart, we would be right in the same spot.
And then we're gonna go here, and like Gerald only has 1 legal attack where he's also covering Grill a little bit to make sure not everything can focus him, so I think I'm just gonna put him below here and attack this hunter. It's not gonna kill unless I get a lucky critical, but that's okay. Gotta get started somewhere.
Yeah, Gerald doesn't double like anything in this group, right? So
that is correct. He has 9 speed. They have like about 9 speed, so it's gonna be about the same here, doubling and not doubling. Grill does double everything like very handily. There's no being weighed down. So if an enemy attacks Grill, they're probably dying because he has 22 attack, and they don't have enough defense to take 2 hits from that. So that's good. Now these two, they need to be protected more than protecting, you'd think. In vanilla, Yubello and Yumina can't really do a whole lot. Yumina here is nice because you can rescue staff over some help and then like maybe heal someone who is injured. Here we're gonna have to rely on vulneries and our own. We'll wait for Marth to come over, I guess. I don't think our units from the starting point are gonna make it over until like very, very late, if at all. And
I know
that means we also have to protect this village by ourselves, and that's a little bit tricky because this thief will always destroy it if he gets a chance. I think the AI is as follows: if I can move towards a village that I can destroy, which means it is not destroyed, visited, or no one's on it, then I will do so. If I can't, then I will fight you to the death. So what happens if you visit both villages? There's one here and one here. So this guy goes aggressive, and he just kills, well, in this case, Mozu. So we'd have to prevent that. The problem is that a combined attack from Samto, even with the killing edge, plus Mozu, will not kill this thief. So if he comes close enough here to get the village next turn, we're kind of in deep problems. We're in deep something, because he's either going to kill Mozu if we visit the village, which we can't even do, or if we put someone on the village, he's either going to kill Mozu, or he just destroys the village. There's a couple ways around this, I think, and one that I found I think is the most interesting. I think for one, we want to move out of this range for sure, and just kind of move up here. What I found is a very interesting, funny solution is you can put Samto in his range with the killing edge equipped and a Mozu on the village. So now what he wants to do is he's going to move forward, and he's going to try to go for this village right here, because
even though he's like completely walled off, or do they have like river walk or something like that?
I guess right now he might think he's walled off. I'm actually not sure what he would do. I guess it would be interesting to enter and find out. Because
Yeah, because I was thinking about the whole, you know, what does it mean that they can move toward a village if they're completely walled? You know, even in like a distant manner, right?
Okay, let's test that theory for a minute. Because
let's figure it out.
I'm interested in the answer to that too. So let me do this. And stab this guy to death real quick. So that the village is still open.
There we go.
Because I think he might attack anyway.
And then we got to save state that to keep that Marth level up. Holy smokes.
You're not wrong. All right.
I think it was like everything except magic and skill in that one.
Damn. Good Marth. All right, let's see if he destroys actually or not, or if he attacks or not. All right, so this happens. Let me skip that.
Yeah, we're gonna get smashed by a crit here, and we're gonna.
No. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Still happen. It is a shame we got to give up that Marth level though, or maybe we just keep playing from.
Let's get it again. We'll just get it again. I'll just get a frame perfect input. We'll just get it again. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah. We got to make sure that we like leave the game idle and for as many frames as we talked about these units for,
exactly.
right? Like...
Exactly. Okay, so he does attack there. That works.
Yep, okay.
That is really funny because my plan originally was to have Baruka go on the village to make it inaccessible so he would attack me. But you're right, we're just walling him off anyway with Ogma and Gerald, so you can't even do that. So it's not necessary to do that anymore. That sucks. I thought the strategy was cool. Rip Baruka propaganda, I guess. Well, I guess we'll just kill this thief then.
Baruka was part of killing the thief, right? There he goes. So still Baruka propaganda in a way, like, you know.
Yeah, true. The other idea I had was to just let this thief destroy the village and give up the shaver you get from it. But now we don't have to do that. All right, I guess we'll just yeah, I guess we'll just kill the thief. Before I kill the thief, let me make sure I do everything that I need to do to these brigands. So I think we can kill all but one of them with this squad, risk-free for the most part. So the furthest one out is this hunter. Originally my plan involved Baruka fighting here, so I wanted to clear out the hunter as one of the first targets. That is not the case anymore, but maybe she'll still be able to help, so I'll just do the same thing I'm thinking of doing, which is R farm this guy with Althea.
Yeah, there you go. A good use of aura, actually. No, for real.
For real.
I'm not like being sarcastic when I say that. Like, I think it's a legit good use of it.
Kill an enemy, like you say. If you reduce it to 0 uses, you've killed 13 enemies. That's the max you can do with it.
Yeah, I know. Like, you know, might as well.
What else can you do? Okay. Oh, we have Sothe here too. I forgot about him. Jeez, we still have to talk about him.
True. But the throwing knife, right?
Throwing knife, exactly.
How much damage does he do with that?
Yes, he's so good. He does this.
Oh, we like
damage.
haven't done the.
Yeah, we haven't done the thing. Well, let's do the thing. So I can't put it off any longer. Let me find the thing.
Yeah, no. Found him.
Here we
Nice.
go. Here we got him. Okay, Frankenstein. I did not forget your units. Trust. I was like, all right. All right, Sothe. Scores are pretty good. He got Blossom based on FE9, where he can have that too. And those growths, they look pretty good. They might even be slightly more than what I thought they were. Either that or I'm underrating his growth in FE9 because I don't remember them being this good. Holy shit. His bases are good too. The Thief class is unique in FE11. It doesn't promote just like Marth with levels to 30. So this is also that's going to get no promotion bonuses. But, you know, if you gave me these growths and told me that was always going to get, that's pretty good. On top of that, he has the Forged Knife, the stats of which I need to show off as well because they're just as part of his kit as anything else. One to range sword, just like the Flamberger. A little weaker with 7 might and no crit, but pretty good hit all around. Sothe used to be even better. I nerfed him because I felt like it was a bit too strong for a thief. And he's still pretty decent. He still doubles just about everything with that 18 base speed. He's still got enough strength to at least 2-shot enemies. You just saw he takes a big chunk of these barbarians off. And that strength is enough to hit like fragile enemies. He's not going to like do much damage to maybe a Lance Cav or an Armor Knight. But if you want him to fight like a single mage or something, he's going to do just fine. The bulk isn't great, but it's better than like FE9 Sothe at base. So if you want to train a thief, that's pretty handy. In addition, there's one quirk about Sothe that also applies to Gerald. There are 2 of the units of the 4 that we have to bring to the final chapter to recruit the 4 bishops or their replacements. And so there's a guaranteed another appearance for him over there. I don't know if he's gonna be trained for that appearance, but he will be there. And if you want the good ending, you have to keep him alive. Actually, that's not entirely true. You need the star shards to get the good ending, but if you want to get all the characters, you have to keep them alive. I guess.
If you want like the full story ending,
yes,
right? Then you need to keep him alive.
Yeah, I think there's some intrinsic rewards for that. And on top of that, he's a thief. He doesn't need a lockpick or anything. He just opens doors, opens chests. There's a lot of good chests that you're going to get in this game, including some things that are required for the good ending, like the star shards are in some chests somewhere. So you better keep either him or the alternative thief alive. The fun thing about the thieves in this game is that both in the original and this replacement, I think, actually not entirely sure if there's a third thief, but in both these cases, this thief recruits the next thief, so at least you want to keep him alive and deploy him for when the next thief shows up, just so you have them both. So in that sense, the other thief isn't really a backup for him until he's actually done the backing up. You know, a backup doesn't work until you have, you know, your USB thumb drive with all your data on it. So you need him to grab your backup for you. So you're not going to have a thief if he dies in the next few chapters. But I believe it is the literal next chapter where you can recruit the next thief. You don't have to do it for very long. But yeah, thieves are good. Infinite ways to pick chests. Marth can get chests too, but not doors without use of keys. So pretty handy to have one of these around so that Marth can go elsewhere, like a village or the throne or combat. It's just a nice little stress reliever for Marth. And it's nice that this one can also get rid of like 1 or 2 enemies guarding the chest room if that is ever the case. So I think Sothe will be pretty good. Probably better than most thieves in most games. What do you think?
Yeah, Yusina looks like kind of good, actually. You know, like the base stats aren't even like, normally when we talk about a growth unit, we look at the base stats, everything's like 2 or something. That's not the case here. Like they're actually pretty serviceable all told. And then this PRF, this is like one of the better PRFs we've seen, right? This is like a 1-2 knife. What are the stats on it exactly? It's like 8 might or 7 might or
8 might, 1 to range, 80 hit. Or 7 might,
yeah,
excuse
no.
me. I was wrong.
Yeah, I forgot to subtract the weapon rank bonus from that too, right? Which, by the way, he still has some weapon rank to level up as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Blossom growth does make sense. I think that's like roughly how they are, or that, or I don't remember how Blossom was implemented differently in Path of Radiance as opposed to Radiant Dawn. I think this is like Path of Radiance Sothe with like Radiant Dawn Blossom at the very least, if, unless they work the same way. So yeah, these are like pretty good, I'd say, these growth rates. And then it's like, on top of that, we have decent units and like a 1-2 knife. And now my question is like, when's the hammer? And like, what are the thief caps? Because like, actually, unironically, like I think this is a unit I would just be training up all the time. I forget Mozu. Like, you know, Mozu is like, oh, you can counter at 2 range. Well, so can this guy, right? So like,
but
just
you
use
can only
that.
do it 50 times plus hammer. Plus
yeah, 50 times plus hammer. Yeah, like come on.
The game.
Oh yeah, no. But like, I mean, also okay. Like that's plenty, I feel like, you know, but by the time he's like really good, surely he has like, you know, 27 uses of it left or something, right? So, you know, I really like this unit. I think it's like pretty good so far. Like,
great.
I've actually really enamored with this one.
He does have much better growth than I remember giving him. I sure hope they're implemented correctly because those level ups are going to be juicy. Well, let's put him to use over here. Let me take a quick investigation. So we have one guaranteed kill coming up with Catherine, either this one or this one. And then we have this one. I think we try to see how much Charlotte kills this guy with the Order 66 first. Because this
have
is
like
her
a
only
one
attack.
legal attack, right?
Yeah,
so,
the exact thing. Okay, he's been executed. So we're going to leave this one alive because he's too far away. And that means that these two have got to go in some way, shape, or form. Which means Sothe can attack the far away one, Seth can attack the far away one, Catherine can only attack this one. So I think we pretty much have it sorted between these units. So
looks good to me.
Yeah, we can reserve the rest for the bottom thief or even just like moving forward. So let's just...
Yeah, the Raffin plus Marth combo is like pretty good, but we have this too. So
yeah, I want to move Marth down and then back up again as soon as possible so he can get the top village and seize before we get overwhelmed by reinforcements. So I think
I want to have Raffin set up a chip for Sothe, right? That's what I want. You know, so.
You know what? You raise a valid point.
But he can't do it from position.
Yeah, no,
okay.
the desert terrain is impacting us here, actually. I lied a little bit. But we could try to have Seth set up for Sothe. Throw a casual player at him. Oh, casuals. Never
about
hit.
that.
About that. Are we in trouble now? Or do we still have it? Do we need Sothe to hit? Is that it?
Do we need Sothe to hit?
Do we need Sothe to crit now? Is that it? Because I don't think anyone... I think Delphia might be toast if we don't.
Yeah, surely.
I have 3 defense on this unit. Anyone else here got some low luck maybe to do some?
Yeah, we got like a little bit wrecked there. So
what if? How much defense do you have? 5. You have. My healer is less durable. or it's more durable than I think. Well, let's get a crit, I guess. Oh! Oh!
Oh, easy, so.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
You cast like a wind tome? That's funny.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the only other...
Oh, also he has good growth, so, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, God, that's such a save here. What was I gonna say about... Yeah, the animation, right. The only other sword that has range in this game so far was like the Flamberger, which uses the fire spell. And then you had like the Levin sword originally, which has kind of a wind spell, but not quite like that. So I don't know where this one came from, but I'm glad it exists. It's just have something different than just holds up sword, it kills the enemy.
Yeah. Okay. So I will say, because I went up and looked up Sothe's stats, this is an illegal amount of skill for Sothe to have, I will say.
Oh, no.
So,
all
yeah.
Right. Reset.
The Path of Radiant Sothe at level 6 cannot have 14 skill.
Oh, shit.
So,
oh,
yeah.
shit. We screwed up, chat.
I know. It's easy to forget. So, I mean, it's kind of weird. Thieves back in the day did not have skill. Like,
it's true.
They actually just didn't.
They can't do
I think like Matthew is tied for lowest skill in the game in FE7, for example. Like skill base. Even Bartre and Dorcas have more, and like by quite a bit.
I think you're right. All right, let's hit this up for Marth. Hopefully we still get the levels. How many blink frames do we need to watch before we get the perfect Marth level?
Oh yeah.
How many times do we need to watch someone blink here?
Oh yeah. In the portrait, I don't know.
All right, Marth.
I think we've missed it. It's very unfortunate.
Nah, let's get a better one.
We've also like moved the RNG from all of our other actions too, right? Yeah, we'll just get a better one.
Yeah. See, that's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, pretty good.
If it goes. Well, Baruka can just help covering forts, I guess. Baruka is the only unit I can expect to make it up here, or maybe hit the save point in a timely frame. That's that. So let's just go here and see what happens. Hopefully Grill doesn't melt. Okay.
Yeah, no. Hopefully we don't just die to random crits. Surely.
Yeah, or just getting hit too much. I think there might need to be some dodging involved. Well, Gerald is taking this hit for him because the force make this too tough to move through. I think there might be some hunters still going for Grill. At least 2. Oh, this guy's blocking a spot maybe for a hunter.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it depends if the other hunter is able to like figure out that they can go to the far left, right? But I don't
there's a
think
pirate.
they tend to do that.
Dodge? Maybe
once.
Once. Maybe once? Oh, then maybe you should have.
I don't remember this happening last time we did this, yeah.
Me too. Things have changed. Okay, that one moved first. That's dumb. So
okay, there we go. Did we put someone in range last time, or?
2 damage.
Fine. Look, 2 damage. 2 damage.
We were never worried.
I know. Even to a crit, we were fine.
All right, one more aura farm. Oh!
But actually a crit?
Actually a crit. Goodbye.
Oh. Bad day to be this guy.
Holy schmooks. Alright, I gotta hit that save point ASAP. I'm scared of these units dying. Alright, get him, Santo.
Yeah, no. It is Santo does the crit of all things.
We're so good. We're so good. We're getting all the crits.
We're just more skilled, right? You know?
This is why this is FE12.
Someone's watching this video because they're like, oh, this hack is really hard. How do I do this chapter? And they're watching us get like crits everywhere. Like, man, this sucks. This playthrough is not helpful at all.
Maybe with slightly better starting positionings, I could have done this in a way where I did not expose my DLT at a certain death. Or traded her Nosferatu. One of the 2 things could have happened.
Yeah.
Oh god, do I ever need to save points? I'm so scared of dying here. Well, Gerald probably lives like everything they throw at him from here, right? Like, you just put him in a forest and he's fine. Surely, right?
Yeah, surely.
So maybe just move Ogma back, have him heal. Yeah, probably just leave it to Gerald for a second. Just like move him far as back as possible. They only have 6 move. They can't keep up with him. Gerald is in the way for like half of them. Just go into like here or something.
I don't know which of these pirates has the highest like range or whatever, but like just probably kill that guy with Gerald or something. Or
yeah.
Also, I don't remember how much enemies have healing AI. Right in this game.
I feel like it's very rare. It probably exists. But like I think if they have a Vuln, they'll have healing AI, but that's not the case here. Like remember that someone stole Kieran's Vulnerary last time. But that guy had a Vulnerary. Okay, I do think we want to.
Yeah, I don't know if they have like an instinct to run towards forts or something, right? So.
I'm taking 10 each, so it makes sense to kill 1 for the guarantee. That's a Devil Sword guy. I don't want to get in his range.
Yeah, no.
I'm in a forest already. Can I stay here? Is that safe? 16, 16. That's 2 each. These guys are 10 each. So if I kill a pirate, I always live, right? Unless I get crit or something.
I think so. Yeah, it's 10, 10, and then how much from the hunters? It's like...
I think it's 2. It's 16 on his 14.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Yeah, okay, so just kill a pirate. Game, Gerald.
Pretty overwhelmingly likely to kill a pirate too as well.
Fire Emblem Dads will survive this one. Alright, let me grab
Ooh.
this one. Village over here. The Prince of Altea has the Shaver. We went over this with Delthea when she joined with one.
Yeah, the
Fire effective
fiery
thing.
effective tone with like 7 might or
cool.
something. Actually,
Yes.
really good. Like,
So let's talk reinforcements. You said there was a wave coming in turn 3 already?
yeah. It was one hunter from the uppermost of the west fort, and I'm just reading whatever the wiki says. So it's one hunter from the uppermost of the west forts, and 2 barbarians from the lowest of the west forts.
Okay, so that's just these 3 forts get reinforcements.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. All right, so just
Yeah,
cover
and
those.
apparently it's
So
a hunter from the top one and barbarians from the lower ones. So.
I think I'll try moving her forward because she has pretty good movement in this desert, and just put like people that either don't have much to do or can't probably get anywhere on them, and then maybe keep like, if I can keep a unit that I think might be useful in the future free from the fort duty, then I will. But generally, I think these people will not be able to do a whole lot, regardless of what I command them to do. So I'll just try.
There's not like a thief in the top left, right? I don't remember there. I kind of remember there being an enemy in the top left, or
Not here. There's nothing here. Thankfully, we
Okay.
rerouted that portion. It's just this one thief here that is probably gonna attack me with that devil sword for a bunch of damage eventually.
oh, this one does attack. He's not like one of those run off the map with the treasure thieves, or
He might be run off the map with a treasure thief, actually, but I do remember fighting that guy. Maybe it was my fault though. Maybe I instigated it. Maybe I started the fight.
maybe you started it. You were like the little brother who like was picking a fight and then like crying to mom, you know, like.
No, I'm the oldest sibling.
Oh yeah,
I did pick fights though. We both kind of did.
yeah, kind of.
Kind of, just a little bit. Well, there's no risk in like peeking a little bit. If we don't want to go in, we can always back off.
Yeah, you can just leave, right? So.
just
All right, here's Mozu.
Cyberbullying isn't even real. Just leave.
Yeah, no.
Guile.
Guile.
Reinforcements will come out. Watch out. Whoop.
Reinforcements hidden in the fort. Yeah, I was excited for this to be like the Mozu training machine, but then I saw Sothe and I've just like forgotten everything else. It's like, okay, Mecha, this has got to be the unit we train. He's like giga broken.
I don't want to play with you anymore, he said.
Yeah, no.
All right, he's closing in. You know, if he wanted to move off the map, he wouldn't move towards me, right? He wouldn't be so aggressive about it, right?
Oh, true. Maybe he's going toward a village, you know?
Oh, that's likely too. Well, he doesn't one-shot Samto. He does one-shot Mozu. Grail can survive him right now. He does have crit on Grail, but only 1%. I think we're killing this Hunter right now just because we can. And just moving Ogma back towards the bottom. It's gonna see if we can close in on this thief. So, you're saying turn 3 there's no reinforcement from here then, right? Just
Yeah,
just
there
the
is one
west.
from that fort on 5, though.
Okay.
So we're going to get reinforcements on turns 3, 5, and 7. And on 5, we're going to get one from the east fort as well.
Alright. Grill, back in action for you. Again,
That's right, swallow the ball and get back in there. You're taking
Yeah.
like 2 damage from the hunter, so you can live.
27. Yeah, should be fine here. He's not in range of the pirates. I keep checking him, expecting him to be in range, but this desert is really impeding him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, bro can't reach much. It's just this thief range I gotta worry about. So yeah, probably it's okay for moving Grail in range. 37. Yeah, he dies to a crit, but so does. Oh, Gerald can't die to a crit. Literally cannot. 13.
Is it true?
Well, because Gerald doesn't face crit. That's why. 13.
Oh, true. If we want to make the thief attack, then we can form like a bit of a distant wall by moving Ogma to south, and then that should wall the thief off from the village, and now he'll be like in kill mode.
Ooh.
Right.
Can you not move through this? You can't, that's right. Unless, they can't move over mountains, can they? Well, this is just a mountain, not a peak. Maybe you can, actually. Maybe you can go like this.
I don't think so. Maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe my plan is flawed in that way. Where can the thief move, actually?
Like this.
Oh, okay. We could have like maybe gone one closer to the right. Maybe that opens up Mozu to the hunter, but like, so. Surely that's fine. Also, we can just like let the thief come at us, and then we just dive on him. Right?
Yeah, I like that. That's
Like-
but Baruka's also going to be closer at that point, so we can use her as well. I don't really want to be in range of pirate with her yet, but like maybe going here is pretty good. Probably hit the save point, actually. I probably should hit the save point first before I did anything else.
Yes.
But we're locked in now. Might as well take it. Before we lose progress. And then we go over here with Baruka. And then Catherine might be able to make it somewhere relevant. Most other people could probably stay back. We could make a machine here, like only put units on the forts that are more durable than Sothe, and then have Sothe fight a brigand every other turn.
Yeah, well, the top one's gonna be a hunter, so we can just put 4 people around it, and then there you go. Give him like the iron sword from the paladin or something. Like,
so like here is where the hunter comes? The southern fort?
No,
was it?
Let me look again. The north fort is where the hunter comes from.
All right, so. I'm down for this. Do we have 4 beyond? I mean, Sothe can be one of them. So that'd be like, let's see, it's this turn actually. So do we got to make it work now?
Yeah. We might not have the people for it.
We can wait until 5 because it's gonna be the same wave later anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have 4 people that can be there. It just can't be right away.
We could also just let the hunter spawn. Like, who cares?
Well, he's gonna attack Lachesis, but we have a turn to get rid of him afterwards. It should be fine. I'll just give Sothe the Iron Sword now then in preparation. Like
yeah.
This might give him a forest. Oh, I can't trade equip it. Whatever. That doesn't matter this turn.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. It doesn't work with PRFs. Okay.
Oh, Mars can help too, maybe for a turn before he has to move on with village cheesing. Okay, that's the units. Let's see what happens. Hello, Mr. Hunter. And there's a Gerald attack. He sure attacks.
Oof.
Oh, he doubles Gerald.
We forgot about that. Yeah.
Well, good thing Devil's Sword has a backfire chance, am I right?
Yeah, no, surely.
Okay.
I was ready for the... Like, it only occurred to me mid-combat. It's like, maybe we get doubled, actually.
Maybe we get doubled by this fast unit that has a sword.
Yeah, remember when we were talking about Gerald and, like, how slow he was? Like,
yeah. I just forgot that.
Totally forgot about that.
I thought it was a future thing. I thought it would be a thing that happens later.
Oh, yeah, no.
Let's try to make him not die.
I guess we just, like, have to backfire.
Yep. I think that's just it.
Yeah.
So, resetty time.
Count the blink frames. Who blinks?
Yeah. Don't blink first. Or Gerald can crit again to save his own. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Works.
Got the blink frames.
Okay, GG.
Perfect. I was never worried.
Oh, yeah, no. It's crazy how much strength Gerald has. And enemies still don't double him, man.
I didn't get attacked twice. I got attacked once. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I spy a Mozu kill.
Got attacked once and then just gave up,
Bro, just forfeited the match. Ooh,
I know. It's like those guys in... Oh, we have the Devil Sword now. Yeah, let's go. So those guys in multiplayer games where, like, anything bad happens, they just quit instantly. It's like, come on, dude. Like, we could have come back.
Can't believe Fire Emblem Dad died.
I know.
Please hit.
To the thief.
Yeah, Mozu kill.
Yeah, it even was like to a thief, huh?
Yep, in a way it was. Alright, so this turn is turn 4, so we can bait this person over with Bruka or with Delphia. Surely, oh, Bruka can just attack even. Do we want that? Nah, we don't want that. And we
What's
don't
wrong
want...
with it?
Well, there's nothing wrong with it per se, it's just she dies if we do it.
You're right, okay.
So...
I forgot she only has like 20 HP.
Yeah. Fair unit. Alright, let's just go over here, set it up for Delphia to kill it with a different tome for variation's sake. And then here we have our little farming machine. I did not get the Iron Sword trade quite yet, but we can have Charlotte come in to help with it, maybe?
Yeah, or like Catherine trades the sword over and then Charlotte takes Catherine's space or whatever.
Oh yeah, I like that. Catherine does never die, so that makes a lot of sense. Over here. I guess the one drawback of this maneuver is that we won't have another thief spawn unless we kill him this turn.
Yeah, or unless we like give him an opportunity to vacate, but it looks like we'll be able to get him anyway.
Yeah, I'll just try to hit him with other people first and finish with Sothe.
Dude, what is this enemy's like crit evade? Or maybe Raffin has like 24 skill or something? No. They just have no crit evade apparently.
Yeah, they have 0. Looks like. Iron's.
Yeah, we don't have supports by now, right? Do we?
Well, Raffin probably doesn't. What were you seeing? A lot of crit or not a lot of crit?
I was seeing a lot of crit. I was seeing like 4 crit,
It looks like a regular amount of crit to me. Alright, let's hit him with my Iron Sword. We got him.
I guess so. I guess these guys just have 0 luck, so,
Alright, 30 XP per kill. Not a whole lot. The good news is I think promoted XP is not a whole bad, or not all that bad, relatively speaking, to like FE7 or something. So if you have something like Mozu as a like level 10 sniper, or like a level 1 sniper promoted level 10 archer, then she might still get like decent XP. And I think this is like in FE8. I remember a lot of units will just not level cap. Like unless you're Seth soloing the game, you're unlikely to just hit level 20 unless you're doing like extra experience abuse, right? But in this game, you'll probably hit like pretty high promoted levels near the end if you're being used a lot for combat.
I do recall that really being the case. It's like even if you're promoted, you just end up getting a lot of EXP.
Yeah, your end game stats actually matter in this game, especially in the higher difficulties.
Yeah, the caps too as well. I remember them being actually like very relevant in this game.
Okay, so we'll get another spawn this turn from this same fort. So
that's correct, and also one from the eastern fort. So
oh yeah, let's cover that up with one of these 2 units. But it looks like everything else has been vacated. We just need Marth to hurry up and get to that village. For one more unit review. Well, let's go over here. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this game for this kind of Let's Play, because it just has so many units to replace.
Yeah, no.
Okay, here we are.
Like, it's so many that it's like, you just start... Like how do you even replace them all? You know?
We didn't.
Start
That's
taking,
the
like,
fun part.
suggestion.
There were still slots at the end, even though so many people submitted.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no.
So if you take like 12 damage, we can bait this next guy. But I think this team is not ready to bait next people. We just need to wait. Yeah, we just need to do this. We need to do this. Cover the fort and wait for Marth to diffuse the situation. Where's my Marth right now? Here he is. Hurry up,
there
Marth.
he is. Yeah.
We're waiting for you. A lot of places just don't get this because it just delays Marth's like ability to get over there. Like they just rescue him over after they rescue Kala over.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I guess like it depends if you're doing like an LTC all village or something, but I feel like LTC all villages wouldn't be interesting because like Marth's path is just set.
Basically.
You know, like.
All right. I mean, next turn will be none, so we could just do this in 2, right? Just like
that's right. Just do it twice.
Just farm.
Get 10 and then 30 or something. I don't know how much he gets from just hitting.
10.
He doesn't seem to have the... You know what it is? He has the Blossom reduced EXP game. No,
that's true. He would get more for being a thief, but then he wouldn't because he's... He's like that.
I don't know if there was, like, thief formula in Path of Radiance, you know?
I feel like not in Path of Radiance. I feel like there was one in the SFE, but maybe that's just a wrong memory.
Maybe, I'll be real. I don't think I've ever earned EXP in a thief in my life in Path of Radiance, so I don't think it's just ever happened.
Oh, you've never used Folk before? He's fun to use, kind of. You can't fortress things, and he doesn't have one to range, and his promotion is late, and his strength isn't very good.
His stats suck, you know.
And
but,
knives aren't very good.
And he always forgets that he hasn't moved yet. But...
Yeah, but other than that, he's pretty good.
I know. He has like good build, I think, right? Doesn't he like shove people really well?
Yeah, he kind of does. I think he shoves Ike. That's the most important thing that I remember. Or like the gold map. I think I'm gonna save when Marth gets here. I think for Volk specifically, for my Iron Man, I trained him up. And then the chapter he promoted, right after that, I think the Ina chapter, he just died to like a couple mages hitting him. And he has fucking stealth, but he died anyway.
Yeah, no, he like... Oh, I guess that's actually really cool about him. I'll give him that. Ooh. Okay. There we go. The Sothe machine. We only get 3 enemies, but you know what? It should be fine.
This is the last enemy, right? The last reinforcement?
Yeah, it is. Whoa. Question mark?
I was prepared to get impressed, but then he broke the streak by not leveling up.
Yeah, I know.
Stats.
I'm like, what on earth? Well, obviously we got to give him another one, right? Like, you know.
I'll try.
The next one can't be that bad. There's not the dynamic growth thing in this game, right? Is there? Or was that even a myth to begin with? Like
no, I think it was found through data mining. I think. So I don't want to. It was definitely not a myth. It was published on Restraints Force, which usually doesn't publish myth, but just like data mine stuff. But I might be wrong about that. You think the squad can handle what's up in here? Surely, right? We don't need Castor.
Surely, yeah. No, come on, okay. No. We have Geralt. Like, we'll be fine.
He was the problem last time someone died, but okay.
Well, yeah, we fought like 30 guys and a thief with a devil sword who doubled them. Do you see those down there? No, I see like 2 pirates.
Actually, we were the problem, but don't worry about it. Okay, in that case, I will aggro them after saving. Alright, so we got 2 guys. I'll just aggro the 1 guy and see what they do. I do gotta get more XP on my Marth. He's already level 10. He's not doing terrible. Grail could probably set him up with an Iron Sword, actually. Because then he doesn't kill, right? 19. Yeah, that works.
14 by 2, yeah.
Pretty good.
Easy kill.
Bring him in.
And man, if Sothe gets the bad level and Mozu gets the amazing level, I'm actually going to be so upset.
Let's not forget to get to the upper village. It's very likely to forget it. Oh, they got the group AI.
Oh, yeah, they have one of those. I guess you got to dive in there with like Geralt or something, then...
Yeah, Geralt is probably pretty good for it. Let's bring him in. Bring him in.
Okay, now it works.
Some big ones. You only want to move if there's one guy in range of 2 there, guys. That doesn't mean they all
Have to be in
attack the
range
same
of
guy,
everybody,
but
yeah.
yeah. There we go. And the last guy.
Yeah, you need to move like deeper into their range in order. Like if we,
The trap.
if you're able to like Venn diagram their range and show like only squares within at least 2, it's like that's actually their activation range, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know.
It looks like I have no units that can double this hunter at all, which is fine, probably. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. And they got 3, so we don't have to. But we're off farming.
Yeah, we just need to like hit units with units and we'll be fine, right?
Surely.
Where's my steel sword?
Yeah. Someone stole it. I actually have a bunch of steel swords right here, so they can probably just trade.
Well,
one
there's
over.
a bunch in convoy as well, right? Aren't there like 3 in convoy?
That's true as well. All right, you've got me convinced. Get him, Marth. Dump that shaver.
Yeah, put like the shaver away. Yeah.
Don't, it's not shaving time yet, Marth. Clean the battlefield, then clean yourself. Goodbye.
There we go.
There's one down.
Oh, this game doesn't have like the combine feature either, right? Or
the merging? Yeah, it does.
yeah. Weapon merge.
It does. No more enemies. No more enemies. Lockabur. If I ever run out of good Lockabur uses, I will remember this combat as the one where I could have just used something else.
Yeah, no. You could have literally pulled something out of convoy, right? Like.
Good level. Okay, kill now. Oh, yes. Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
there we go.
Samto.
Get in there.
Yeah, free steel bow.
Send the steel bow. For
game is
Mozu.
That's true. This game has a lot of like item drops. Why am I risking a crit? Okay, we're fine.
Yeah, no. It's just set up the kill for Mozu, obviously. There was no other way to do it.
There was no other way to do this.
There was definitely not like a Delthea plus Geralt combo.
No.
Well, Mozu's first attack and it's a crit. To be fair, so was Sothe's, right? Like, you know.
New units get a free crit. That would be one mechanic to be fun to explore. Like every unit gets 1 crit somewhere. You just rig anyway anytime you want.
Oh yeah, you can just redeem it. There's like a item you can use or something.
It's like a bar you fill. Like once you do enough combats, you get a free crit. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's
true.
like a crit gauge instead of a guard gauge.
Oh yeah, like an advanced wars like power meter or something. Although you
Yeah.
fill that up by losing units, huh?
What if hypothetically, save this one for next chapter to review?
Okay, yeah.
We've been going for long enough. The next chapter is 5, which does have a couple units, but we've already done more than there are in that chapter. So I think we can save this one. But you can guess it. It is another archer, another female archer, and also
Another
a part of
female?
a family.
Okay.
Kind of.
What, a female archer part of a family?
They're a parent.
They're a parent?
Yes.
No, couldn't be further from the truth. I have no idea who this person is. Never mind.
Again.
I'll do Luis.
Oh, that's a good guess. Well, if it isn't Cat, no, just kidding.
If it isn't Castor, yeah. It's Bridget.
If
Bridget.
it isn't
Okay.
Castor.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Hold on.
What's going on here?
Oh, we haven't been putting the star shards in inventories, huh? I just realized that.
Oh, that's true. I totally forgot about that too. It's been 2 whole chapters now.
Yeah.
Bridget, submitted by Spam. Most notably, you'll see a big green +10 next to her strength and speed. Those are the bonuses given to her by the legendary Yubello from Fire Emblem 4. And due to a hacking limitation, this bonus is always on, even if you don't use the Yubello. My original idea with implementing this was, well, I don't want it to be the FE4 Yubello literally, with the 30 might and everything else in it. So I was like, well, what if it just gives the bonuses, but it has very shitty might to make up for it? And it does. It has 0 might if you use it. And pretty
That's
bad
funny.
hit too. And the idea is, well, the 10 speed and strength you get from it, like you start doubling and you do 10 extra damage from your strength being boosted. It's still a 10 might bow, it's just not fire effective, basically. Unfortunately, that's not quite how it went. And so if you use a normal bow, you still get that bonus. Up to you how you use that. I think the Yubello is Fire Emblem locked, so what I think I'll do is probably deposit the Kirabo and just use the Yubello with her. That seems like a fair way to do it. I don't think I'd be able to run out 34 uses, but if you feel like it, you can use this archer with +10 to her stats in addition to the might of a weapon and every other property like the Kirabo's crit and everything like that. Other than that, stats are pretty good compared to the archers that we already have. Mozu, Faye. Everything that everything positive I said about archers that applies to Mozu applies to her, but then she also just has really, really good bases compared to her. And 3 levels from promotion as a sniper. Very easy to use. And not to mention, you know, I put them away, but her growths are here too. They're not very good in most areas, but she does have 105 HP growth, so she will get, as long as you give her like 29 levels plus whatever promotion bonus, minus whatever her promotion bonus gives her, you'll have a 60 HP archer, and that's pretty funny. Everything else is more mediocre, so if you were to compare her to someone like Mozu, she would probably catch up eventually given enough levels, but for a lot of playthroughs, I think you'd get more mileage out of Bridget than you would out of Mozu, just because of how much of a head start Bridget has and the fact that she still has some growths and probably has an easier time getting kills just the normal way, not the feeding way. And also her luck is pretty good. 7 base is like whatever, but 70 means that she just grows it enough to where she probably never faces crit from anything other than a crit boosting thing. I think Moses' luck is not bad either, just saying, and she probably dies to everything that's not a crit for the longest time. But it's like the only stat that she has stand out besides HP, and not counting Yubello bonuses. So yeah, the growths are pretty mediocre, so it's pretty much the polar opposite of what Mozu is. But yeah, what do you think about Yubello.exe?
Yeah, no, this one. So just to be certain that I'm reading the UI correctly. So she, at this moment, has 22 strength and 21 speed, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm almost out of enemies to test it on, but yes, I believe so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a couple more, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. Again, like, how to, like, fairly implement the UFO, and I put this in air quotes because, like, you know, it's a single-player game, right? You can do whatever you want with it. You know, it's kind of a mystery to me right now. Maybe that's the mystery of the emblem, is how you do that. But anyway, we have this unit who's, like, just pretty good as well. Even, like, 10 defense is fine, too. Like, I look at this unit's other stats, like, okay, well, aside from this, like, how is she? Because I was expecting something like, you know, 18 HP, 4 defense or something, but no. She's also just, like, bulky in addition to that, you know? The low growth, so to speak, I don't really think matter that much. Because at the end of the day, it's still enough growth so she gets, like, a point or 2 each level, typically, is what you're going to expect. So it's like, yeah, fine.
At least 1 point,
I don't know. Yeah, well, okay. Definitely you get the HP, yeah. But then, like, as far as the other stats go, it's like, yeah, you're going to get something. And I agree, the luck growth is, like, points of luck past whatever is needed to make the enemies not have crit on you really don't do like that much in most Fire Emblem games, but also in this one, right?
Especially
so
in this one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of whatever. I don't know. So I don't know. I think the scene's like pretty good. One of the better ones we picked up this chapter for sure.
For sure. All right. In that case, let's finish off this boss. Show him that we are the real reinforcements in this chapter. And with what we've got.
But yeah, we got more reinforcements than the boss did.
Yeah, we probably did. We do outnumber him.
He got 3 hunters. We got 1 archer.
Yeah, true. We did block a lot of them.
Yeah.
If I wanted to feed someone at the starting point, I probably should have let more spawn, but it's a pretty big nightmare to do so. I'm gonna try to feed it to Santo if I can. Just do so safely. Do I have another save point? No, I used the other one. And it's a good thing I did. I need to get Marth back over here. Eventually. Let's see if we can finish it off before Marth gets home. Guys,
yeah, visit the lower house of the archer.
We do have 12 speed.
You remember chapter 1 when we were trying to find the lore house that talks about how like Iran is sick and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah, and we like checked every house. Apparently there's one we just didn't go to.
Yeah, turns out there was another house, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I too saw that comment and I am equally embarrassed and cringing at myself for not noticing it. Alright, go get near Gerald. Weaken him like a good Jagan. But Mozu here, I think she just melts, right? You have to just, this is like 19
to the
attack.
19 attack index.
No,
well,
O code.
Would she get doubled?
Yes, but
okay, well,
you know, it's the thought.
That's a shame. Just Jarl get doubled.
Nah, he does not.
Okay.
Barely doesn't. I did check
one
this time.
Speed off.
I did check this time. Yeah.
It's like I do remember checking the forecast too, and I didn't see a ×2, but you know.
Yeah, Mozu gets doubled. No one else gets doubled by this boss that is over here. Just kidding. I'll smash your heads in. All right, Gerald. I paid my Jagan tax already. Do not die, or kill, or crit. Martha's coming, guys. Hurry up.
Did you pay the Jagan tax actually?
I feel like I said I paid the Jagan tax at one point. Of course, what I say is always true. Alright. If we get him low enough from this hit from Gerald's. Wait, Delthea just survives, right? We could attack with her.
I think so. She has the speed, right?
She has the speed to not get doubled. Problem is, if I miss with too many people, I will die. So I'll wait one more turn to get him lower. We still have more options.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
Alright, Gerald's, don't disappoint. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right.
There's the Jagan tax. Okay.
All right, now we
I
can
won't forget this.
Now we can all agree I paid it. All right.
Yeah, definitely did. And you're gonna get a Dookie rubbish level for it too.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Wait,
I take it back. More resistance.
I got Marth level for it.
Yeah, no.
20
resistance on a 3 houses paladin. It's funny. I think the 3 houses UI says that like paladins are really good at fighting mages, and they just have no bonus to resistance whatsoever. Like the class description or whatever just completely lies.
I think the GBA ones get like the DSFE ones get like 6 res on promotion. Like if you switch between Paladin and Wyvern, you get like 6 res from it or something.
Yeah, absurd. Paladin actually has like a lot of res. And I think historically that was the case, right? Or...
Yeah. I don't remember what games they have and what they don't. Hey, it's Lucina.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, Oswin, about that hairstyle of yours. You should do as you please. Please go back to the hairstyle you had. I'm gonna save it just in case I picked the wrong option. I want my hair back.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. You should do
that'd be a good idea. Wow, like none of the characters are like supportive of your baldness, huh? Like
they just aren't very nice to poor old bald Oswin.
Yeah,
it's okay. The important thing is that he tried something new, even if it was technically removing something from him.
I know, removing all the hair.
It was fun for him to be on the bench with a bald head, I gotta say. Had a great time with it. No, generally, just a good chapter. Not the best execution I've ever had, but those crits were sure helpful. Thank you, Sothe. Very cool. Yeah, we'll see you next time for... what are we doing? Chapter 5. The one that has Rickard's replacements. The one that has George's replacement as an enemy. As others. I think there's the Hammer in Village as well for us. There's just a lot to do. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time.